Yeah, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Frankie J back again with another episode of the Fantasy Blitz Show. Now, for our last video, I did go over our top 10 QB rankings. For this episode, we're going over our top 10 running back rankings. Now, once again, I did show the last video on our QB rankings. I will be showing them side by side to what the experts might tell you versus my predictions. These experts are coming from fantasypros.com, so you can actually might see a little difference between, underdog or PFF rankings. But forget all that. We're talking about my rankings. Note that it is half PPR rankings, so y'all pay attention and let's get into it. So for the top 10 running back rankings that the experts are giving you, I'm gonna just go run down the list and show you guys. So we have at number 1, we have Christian McCaffrey. Number 2, Derrick Henry. Austin Ekeler at 3, Josh Jacobs at 4, Saquon Barkley at 5, Ramondre Stevenson at 6, Dalvin Cook at 7, Nick Chubb at 8, Travis Etienne at 9, and Tony Pollard at 10. So now let's get into what I think the rankings will be for the top 10 running backs this season. Now, let's get into my top 10 rankings of the running back position. So at number 1, we have Christian McCaffrey, CMC. You already know who he is. Don't need to elaborate. He is on a better team than Carolina and San Francisco, and that offense will give him the ball. So at number 1, he shall stay. Number 2, I have Austin Ekeler. Now, at number 2, the experts give Derrick Henry. Don't know why, but Austin Ekeler is that man. Especially this is going off a half PPR, so he's a half PPR beast. All right. He did want to get traded, but they did come to some type of conclusion that included $2 million, I think, in incentives on his contract. So I think he's going to take this season and prove his worth. So even if that means he's not a Charger after this season, when he goes into free agency, I think this year will be his big money, like money talks, bullshit walks season for him. He did finish RB1 in half PPR, so put him at number 2. Why not? He finished 18 touchdowns in total this season. Last year he had 20, and they were saying 20 was too much for him to even stay, be consistent with. But he did 18, 2 less. No one's gonna be upset about 2 less touchdowns in the season. Why? And now they got a new OC, offensive coordinator, in Kellen Moore, and we've seen what he did in Dallas. So Ekeler at number 2 makes sense to me. Number 3, I have Derrick Henry. Once again, little flip-flop with the experts. Derrick Henry, he is a little shaky to me. He is getting up there in age, so that concerns me a bit. Especially the fact that we have no idea what that offense is going to look like this season. Last season didn't look great. Derrick Henry still finished top 5 running back, so why can't he still remain up there? I have him at 3 because in open field, he's still a monster. As long as the ball is in his hands, bro, he's still a problem to try to take down. So him at number 3 makes sense. Number 4, we got Saquon Barkley. All right, now Barkley came off an injury the year prior. It started off a little bit slow, but then just kicked it up a notch. I don't have to say much about Saquon Barkley because we already know who that man is. So Saquon Barkley at 4, he probably gonna bring himself maybe even 3. We don't know, but I have him at 4. Number 5, I have my boy Nick Chubb. I am a huge Nick Chubb fan. I love that guy. He's helped me win fantasy leagues. I didn't draft him last year, and I kicked myself in the ass for not doing that. But he's probably the safest running back to draft at all, like out of all of them, because that man will get the rock. He's in Cleveland. There's no more Kareem Hunt, so now there's talks about him being more involved in the passing yards after already knowing that on the rushing end he's a monster. Now you're gonna give him more yards by catching, bro. Number 5, Nick Chubb, top 5. I like that. Number 6, I got Josh Jacobs. Now, this one was a little bit of a toss-up to me. The reason why is because last season, obviously, he finished RB1 in standard. I think he was probably RB2 or 3 in half PPR. But regardless, he was up there top 3. Last year, he had to prove his worth, and they still only franchise tagged him. They didn't even sign him. I don't understand what's going on in Vegas. You know how Vegas runs, but he was elite last season, and you don't give that man a bag. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see him imitating last season, but he's still going to try to prove his worth. So I could still see him being top 5. I mean, I got him at 6, so at least top 10, top 6. At the same time, Josh Jacobs, that offense with the QB that we don't know if it's going to be Jimmy G or whoever else is behind him. But Josh Jacobs is still going to touch that ball, so he's going to do a good season, especially knowing that he's got to chase that bag. Number 7, I got Bijan Robinson, the rookie. At first, I didn't believe all the hype. I can't say I'm a hater of Bijan, but I just don't think right off the bat he's going to be this great thing that everybody sees. But slowly and surely during these months, I think I'm starting to believe. He has every tool to be great, especially with Atlanta's offense that we know is going to give him the ball, especially if, you know, Desmond Ridder doesn't get it right away. The ball is going to be tossed to Bijan. He might get more work in the passing downs, but they do still have Tyler Algier, so maybe that may not be a thing right away. But I can't see any scenario where Tyler Algier outtouches Bijan Robinson. So I'll put Bijan there at number 7. Number 8, I got Tony Pollard. Now, I love Tony Pollard. I liked him even before last year. I was like, Zeke, it looks like he's slowing down. That injury might have been slowing him down. Tony Pollard, it's only a matter of time before he takes that number 1 position, and he did. He ran with it. He almost had 200 carries last season. All right, so bell cow right there. And finished the year with 12 touchdowns in total. So you know he's getting the ball either way, passing work or running down work. So the man is elusive. He can do it all, basically. But my only concern with that is if Dallas doesn't, well, I can't say if he does it. If Dallas runs him into the ground, then there's going to be a problem, and he might not be that top 10 running back that we all think he may be. But if they don't run him into the ground and they keep him well balanced and healthy and fresh legs, I don't see why he can't remain at top 8. That's just my opinion. At 9, so this I'm going to explain to you guys, all right? So I have 2 at 9 rather than, 2 at 10 and be like, oh, it's a toss-up between that. But you guys got to hear me out on this one, all right? So at 8, I have Ramondre Stevenson, all right? That offense, well, it ain't horrible, but it ain't great either. But there's no more Damien Harris stealing fucking goal line work no more. No more Damien Harris stealing down or early down work. So Ramondre Stevenson, no Damien Harris means more opportunities for him. He's always been a PPR monster. He had 88 targets last season. So you know he's getting those passing down works. I only see it going up from here. He had 5 touchdowns last year. That's going to go up. His receiving yards, I think he had less than 400. That's going to go up. And he should just go up in rankings as well. Now, why I have Dalvin Cook here also at 9 is because it's a toss-up. Because my thing is if Dalvin Cook, because we don't know where he is, where he's going actually, and we know anywhere he goes, he's going to make noise. So I feel like if he goes to a decent team where he's going to make noise, then maybe I'll move my number 10 down to 11 and then put Stevenson at 10 and Cook at 9. But for now, this is where I have Cook. Like I said, he'll make noise. Me being a huge Jets fan, you already see all that. If he becomes a Jet, bro, easy top 5. Easy top 5. That might be biased by me, but when it happens, if it happens, y'all gonna look back and be like, yeah, Frankie J told us that. But like I said, noise anywhere he goes, still top 10 talent. So I gotta keep him up there, unless he goes to some trash ass team and his career just is in shambles after that. I don't see that happening. So that's why I have him at 9, sharing with Rhamondre Stevenson. And at number 10, I have Jonathan Taylor. Did we forget about Jonathan Taylor? Because I'm looking at some of these rankings for running backs, and he's not even on the list. Yeah, he had an injury thing in his for this past season. That sucks for him. But are we taking away everything he did the season prior? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. How do you do that? Man was number 1 just the season prior, and then he got hurt. It showed spurts of coming back, but then they were just like, they shut him down, especially with Matt Ryan at the QB. He's ass. Talking to UCF, talking to UKT. Matt Ryan's trash. Had him last season. Fuck him. I'm getting off subject. That man made me mad. But if he comes back this season completely healthy, top 10 is where he should be, you know. But with that offense that we have no idea who's going to be at the helm at QB, I don't even know the guys that's there competing anymore there. I'm not even paying attention to the Colts. And that's probably another reason why Jonathan Taylor has been, like, forgotten. Because they're like, the Colts was trash. The Colts are still going to be trash. They don't have anybody relevant rather than him, Jonathan Taylor. So no one's actually paying attention to him. So if he sneaks lower and lower in drafts, you might get a steal from that guy. And that's going to conclude my top 10 running back rankings for this season. Once again, it is my opinion. I'm not telling you guys these are all facts, but if you're smart, you'll listen to me. Not me. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this content. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll have another video out for you guys on our top 10 rankings of wide receivers. But for now, I'm out of here because this is the Fantasy Blitz Show, and we out. Peace.